Oh, hi there, Humes. This year I started my very first bullet journal. I've never found traditional diaries worked very well for me, and especially when I went full-time on Twitch, I had so many different creative projects going on. Bullet journaling allowed me to create my own diary where I could track anything that I wanted. The idea of being creative and drawing things also really appealed to me, but I wasn't into all the perfect looking spreads that I saw on Instagram. So I decided that every month we'd do a bullet journaling stream live on Twitch, and each month would also be a different game theme. So far we've had Spyro, Zelda, Elder Scrolls, Guild Wars 2, and this month it was Pokemon. Some of you said you were interested in seeing the full spreads and also hearing a little more about how I use my journal. So here's a flip through of May's pages. I always have some kind of title page that introduces each month. For me, May is all about nature and new life and yay, spring! Conveniently, Pokemon also have a habit of hiding in bushes, so that kind of worked well together. We were raising for St. Jude Children's Hospital throughout May, so while we did this live on stream, anyone that donated got to choose a Pokemon for me to draw in my bullet journal. Look at all the little evolutions! I also like to write a quote at the start of each month, usually something funny or inspirational. One of our subs, Bocce, suggested this one from Pokemon. I had no idea that Pokemon got so deep. I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It's what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are. Damn, Pokemon! Got me right in the feels! Next up is the monthly spread. This is essentially just a monthly calendar. It helps me keep track of all the big events that are happening, and I refer back to it as I make my weekly spreads to see what's going on that week. I have different colours for family events, appointments, birthdays, special streams, and any brand new game releases. Chat suggested we should use blue, red, and green so that it will be the colours of the starter Pokemon. Good shout, chat. I also track my following on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch here to see how much I've grown since the last month. It really helps me stay on track of my goals and perhaps look at where I need to focus on more. Shameless plug for you to go and follow me everywhere if you don't already. I'm just Dawnwhisper on pretty much everything. Give me numbers! Moving on. This is my tracker spread. One of my favourite things about bullet journaling and what attracted me to it is how it keeps you accountable by using tracking. Sometimes we're just on autopilot in life, and there's rarely time to keep track of what you've done from day to day. Tracking what you've done helps you to assess where you need to go, and it keeps you checking up on yourself so that you might actually reach your goals. Over on the left, I have my habits tracker. I decided to try and be fancy this month and make a round habit tracker because Pokeballs. But circles are hard. I hate circles. It turned out pretty wonky, but it does the job. I have a different square and colour for different habits like exercising, eating something healthy, and even one for just opening my bullet journal every day. At the end of the day, if I've done it, I colour in the square. It allows me to see super easily if I'm slacking on something, especially when the month is over. I'm trying to be more active because I do spend a lot of time with my booty planted in front of the computer. Over on the other side of the page is my mood tracker. This allows me to track how I'm feeling over the month. It's interesting when you look back on it because you start to see certain correlations. Like sometimes I see, I can see on my habit tracker that I exercised that day, and then I felt really productive and happy. I have different colour Pokeballs for different moods, and hopefully I'm going to end up with a nice colourful page. Behold, the brain dump! There's actually nothing there. My brain appears to be empty. So this page is for anything that I just need to get out of my head. If something comes to mind that I don't want to forget, if I want to brainstorm something, or even if I just want to doodle, it all goes on here. I usually use this page to track stream rewards too. For example, if somebody's won a giveaway, or people that I need to remind myself to message. Erhart also donated for this beautiful Charizard wing at the top of the page. Prepare for taxes and make them double. Next is the adulting page. Expenses. As a full-time streamer, I am now essentially running my own business. I have to keep track of what I'm spending on stream, and yes, I also have to pay taxes. Expenses include equipment, as well as anything I buy for event streams and game giveaways. This month, I even got to include buying glitter, because it was a charity painting stream. I love my job. I write what the expense was, how much it was, and then any other details I need to know, like where I bought it or who it was for. The great thing about journaling is that I can pretend to be adulting, but then I can also draw James cackling whilst lying in a pile of money. And finally, the weekly spread. These are the ones I use most often day to day. Of course, there are more cute little chibi Pokemon that had to be included. Who is your favourite Pokemon? Mine is of course Eevee, but let me know in the comments. I used Pokeballs to mark out each day of the week, with a little space for writing left underneath each one. I tend to write my daily tasks as bullet points, and I try to limit them to 3 essential things that I need to get done in one column, and then optional things that would be nice to get done in another. When they're done, I turn the bullet point into a cross. If I didn't get them done and I'm moving over to another day, I turn it into an arrow. Or if the task is cancelled entirely, I just cross the whole thing out with a line. I also plan out my stream schedule at the beginning of every week so that I can let everybody know when we're live and what we're playing every day. And of course, there is another cute Pokemon who watches over the schedule. And that's pretty much it. But the great thing about bullet journaling is that if you think of a page you want to use to track something, you just go ahead and put it in, anywhere in the bullet journal. Everybody thinks differently and organises differently, but for me this method has really helped me so far this year. What bullet journal game theme would you like to see next month? It can be any franchise or series, just comment down below and I'll consider it for the June vote. We do a live bullet journaling stream at the start of every month, so if you'd like to join us, make sure you're following over on Twitch. And make sure to subscribe here or I will send assassins to murder your family. Thank you for watching!